Hi everyone, welcome back to Journal of a Journey. It's been a bit of a week. I'm now a week into Prozac, a week into Fluoxetine, 10 milligrams. Very first time I took it, I was absolutely terrified. It's like, it was pretty scary. I think as soon as I took it, I had a panic attack. Obviously not because of the actual pill, just like thinking about it. I actually went out into the town to take it, not at home. So I was out and about, and it took me about an hour to, I was like, I'm gonna take it that day. It took me about an hour to actually take it. That first day was actually okay. I mean, obviously you don't really feel the effects of the actual medication on that first day, so nothing like that happened. I was trying to just forget about it, basically distract myself, which kind of worked, to be honest. So yeah, first day was okay. Second day I woke up a little earlier than usual. Again, I don't think the medication can be having any effect that early, but probably still placebo and stuff like that. I do remember being a bit spaced out, but I was before, so I don't think that's really anything. Got through the day okay. Had a few panicky moments when I sort of realized I was on medication almost. Just remembered about it, and that sort of set one off. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be terrifying, because I had quite a bad experience with a weed edible a couple years back, and I think anything medication related now that especially changes sort of how you think, I'm very cautious of. So yeah, I think I was sort of just over obsessing about, oh, I'm on like a brain modifying medication, this is gonna really affect how I think, and I'm gonna start hallucinating, I'm gonna go crazy, when obviously you really don't. So yeah, day 2 was like that. Day 3 was pretty similar. A little bit panicky in the afternoon, but again, like, I was panicky anyway. This is why I'm taking the medication in the first place, to stop this panic and stuff like that. So I don't really have a problem with that, with all the panicky stuff. I think day 4 was probably one of the first days where, again, I don't think it can be the medication acting this early, but day 4 was one of the first days where I sort of felt, I had like glimmers of like, oh, I'm coming back to normal or something like that. Like, as I've said before in my other videos, that the sort of derealization is the most annoying and hardest symptom that I'm dealing with. And yeah, I remember thinking on, like, towards the end of day 4, I was like, oh, my vision actually feels kind of normal right now, which it never does normally, which is great. Of course, only like a little glimmer of that, so not really for long enough to last. But even just seeing that like little bit of hope was great. Day 5, similar again. I actually went for a run in the morning, and normally after a run I feel very dizzy, get very derealized and everything from that, and I was actually okay. Yeah, I think about day 4, day 5 is where all of the sort of stomach issues started up. So I've been having like pretty upset tummy, not really being able to eat breakfast properly, but again, like, I was feeling this before with the anxiety and stuff, so I really can't tell if it's the medication or if it's actually just the underlying thing that I'm trying to manage. But yeah, not a terrible symptom, not a terrible side effect at all if it is a side effect. So day 6, which was yesterday, actually felt very good. Sort of back in it for a little bit more energy. I think that's the first thing I'm starting to see, is I have more energy. I think I had all this energy before. Well, actually no, I didn't. I was in like the shutdown state, the dorsal. Been doing a lot of research in the like vagal shutdown, because obviously you got flight, fight and freeze, and I was definitely stuck in the freeze, where I had no energy for anything. Like, literally, if something made me anxious or whatever, I would just literally freeze up, become super tired, very drained as well. I've noticed when I was talking to people, I'd become very drained, which is really weird. Drained and like full of a weird energy that I needed to go right now. So full of an odd energy like that. yeah, I think I've noticed in the last couple of days I am definitely a little bit more anxious, I'd say. But the thing is, before, when I was in the freeze state, I was never feeling the anxiety. Like, I'd gone through such a difference in how I feel and how I manage situations. Like, instead of freezing up, I'd now feel like the sort of anxiety, the like stomach churning anxiety. Before, I just wouldn't have any of that. So even though it is a little bit of increased anxiety, I'd say it's the good kind. It's the kind where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel energetic again, like I'm reacting this in a way that I can understand. You know, it's not just freezing up, it's being like a little bit anxious. So that's really good. Yeah, today took the pill at about 10 AM. I mean, even doing this like out and about, I would still be able to do it while not medicated, but I think I would just be much more drained, have a little bit less energy when talking on camera. I mean, even now I'm trying to avoid people, but there's literally no one around here. So, but yeah, that's been a week with fluoxetine so far. It's only 10 mg, but what I'm trying to do is talk to my GP. I'll talk to him in about 3 weeks, so when I'm about 4 weeks into the 10 mg, I'm gonna have a word with him and be like, do we want to go up to 20? Because that's what I was prescribed initially, and I basically said to him, look, I'm terrified of side effects, I don't want to do that, so put me on the 10. Which is why I'm trying to document everything, because I am still a little bit scared of side effects. But having taken it 7 times now, I think I sort of know the side effects, and I know how severe it can get. I mean, I'm gonna have an upset tummy. I'm gonna feel a little bit on edge. But before, when I was reading it online and everyone was like, oh, you'll have increased anxiety, like the first couple of weeks are tough. Yes, I'm only a week in, but it feels very manageable. And again, I'm only on 10, so all in all, I'm super glad I did it. Very proud of myself that I actually followed through with this. Even doing this YouTube channel has been like a pretty cool thing to do for myself. Yeah, in about 3-4 weeks, I'm off to China. So there's going to be lots of content coming up there. Should be quite interesting. And that's basically me. So I'm in the UK now, and I will be out of the UK for about a year, in a month's time. So I won't be back for a year. So it's a really big thing. I don't really feel anxious about that, because it's more exciting. There's nothing to feel anxious about, apart from maybe the plane. Not a great flyer, like not too confident with flying, but you know, it is what it is. We manage it. Yeah, and nothing can be really done. You know, you have to go on the flight. So yeah. And then just quickly, a couple things symptom wise of anxiety. This is before all the medication, just like a little update of how I'm feeling. Yeah, finding it really hard to eat breakfast, eat meals in general. I feel much more full than I normally do, which is kind of odd. And it's like bodily needs that I'm kind of ignoring almost. Yeah, like hunger and stuff like that. Like, I'll look at a glass of water and think I really don't need to drink that. It's really weird. It's like yeah, I don't know, it feels like I'm not fully in touch with my body. But I think that comes with time, you know. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get back out into the real world by doing stuff like this, you know, going for walks, because this is super helpful in grounding. Just getting back out into what I used to do. Not that I used to walk really, but you know, just feeling comfortable being outside. Yeah, so that's how it's going. Hope all of you guys are doing well, anyone who's also struggling with this. But the main thing I want to say in this video is there have been so many things online. I know when I got prescribed the medication, I was like, great, this will be a way out. And then didn't take it for a few months because I was terrified of everything you read online, where it's like, well, first you get the side where it's like, oh, you shouldn't need medication to feel better, which I mean, I understand, but it's such a damaging way to think. And then also you get the side where it's like, oh, these side effects are going to ruin you, you're gonna be worse, it's going to be really tough, you know, you get all these dark thoughts and stuff like that. I'm actually lost. Yeah, I'm completely lost right now. I've never been to this forest before, and I think I came from up there. Oh shit. Well, this wasn't meant to turn into a survival adventure vlog, but oh Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just keep walking, I suppose. That's what you can do, one step after the other. But yeah, all these people, there's this particular YouTuber, I think he's called like Dr. Joseph or something, he kept popping up and it was like, oh, never date anyone who's on an SSRI, you know, never go on an SSRI, you're damaging everything, stuff like that. Like, I get he might be coming from a place of like, try and work it through yourself first. I tried that for 18 months of this like panic derealization disorder or whatever it is, and it didn't help. And you know what, if I have to use a bit of medication, if it makes me feel even fractionally better, a bit of a challenger, I will take that any day of the week, you know, if it makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, so I think it's also just managing. Also, I went to the dentist earlier this week and he was like, are you on any medication? And I've been with this guy since I was a child, right? So he knows me quite well, and I just couldn't say, oh yeah, I'm on an anti-anxiety, anti-depression med. I just felt like he'd judge me. I didn't end up saying it, and then it turns out he needed to give me a filling, so he was like, okay, we're going to inject you with this. And then I was like, oh, I really need to say that I'm on this, like what if, and then the anxiety kicks in. I'm like, oh, what if this thing he's injecting me with has a really bad like reaction with the Fluoxetine? Like, what if this is going to give me like serotonin syndrome, for example? So the whole time he injected me, I didn't say anything. The whole time, like, my jaw was numb while he was doing the filling. I was freaking out, having a panic attack. Obviously, like, my own fault, because I could have just said, yeah, I'm on it, but I didn't say it. And I think that's something I really need to work through as well. Sort of owning the fact that I'm on it, you know? If someone broke their arm, they wouldn't hide the fact they're on painkillers for it because it hurts. And it's a similar thing. It's pretty much not quite the same, but it's a similar thing. Because I actually do need to say that, like, if there is a med that will, I don't think many things do interact badly with it, but if they do, I've got to say it, right? So yeah, it's just standing up for myself as well. I mean, this whole thing's a big journey, journal of a journey. So I think we might be on the way back now. I could not tell you though. Yeah, this is in the south of England, by the way, somewhere. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'll do another update video for week 2, but week 1 so far all good. I think it's also just getting my life back in order, because I put everything off while I had this whole freeze panic thing. I put off a lot of things, haven't replied to a bunch of people, so, and I've probably been quite distant with everyone, so I think it's getting back on that and sort of owning the fact that I probably won't be perfect for a long while. I mean, no one's ever perfect, but I won't be tip top for a while. But if I'm even heading towards tip top, I can act like it, right? And do things like this, for example, like going traveling. So yeah, hope you're all good. Thank you so much for watching this. Put down no, I'm not going to be that cringe, but yeah, if you guys are going through a similar thing or you're worried about taking medication, just leave a comment, stuff like that. You know, you're not alone. And I think a lot more people are going through stuff like this than you realize. That's what's happened to me, at least. Like, when I've subtly dropped to friends and stuff that I'm thinking about going on medication without directly saying it, like, they'll openly come out and be like, oh yeah, I was on that, or my sister's on that, or my mum was on that. There's a lot more people who are on it and going through stuff than you think. So yeah, stay in there. The past 18 months has taken me to some pretty rough places, but we're there, and see you in a bit. Thank you.